Hey everybody. I know that I don't do this kind of stuff. I just thought it'd be a good change of pace from the usual stuff. Like passion project of sorts. But enough of that. Let's get on with the review. Let's get this out of the way. It's a Sonic game. Of course it has great music. Like the funky, upbeat Chemical Plant or the calm Planet Wisp. Every song fits the level style and the game style that it came from. And Sonic Team even brought back fan favorites like Crush 40 and Cash Cash for some levels. All around, it's just a great soundtrack. Unlike the excellent game before it, Sonic Generations' story is probably the weakest out of all the Sonic games. The story is basically non-existent with a few cutscenes, and that pretty much say, "Huh, have I been here before? Oh look, another building in the distance. Let's check it out." The story basically starts out with classic Sonic running through Green Hill before getting attacked by an unknown entity. And the same thing happens to Sonic, but with a little longer cutscene. I like that we get to hear all the extended Sonic roster's new voices in a game, but the voice acting is fine, but could use a bit more direction to my taste, but it's not bad by any means. Then Sonic and Co. run through locations in past and present to rescue his friends. That's how bare bones the story is. But the gameplay is always above story, so let's get to that. With this game, it introduces two new playstyles in the form of Classic Sonic, which is strictly 2D and plays like the classic games. Then we have Modern Sonic, whose levels are more 3D and use the boost style of gameplay. Classic Sonic's gameplay feels more like the classic physics, but it's not. But Sega put one thing to his moveset to balance that out: the instant spin dash, which by holding X or square on the PlayStation, Sonic will rev up and go flying, which adds much more speed and speedrunning tactics to his formula. Even if it was just classic Sonic, it would be a great game. But this is only one half of the game, and the inferior half of that. Modern Sonic's gameplay in Generations is probably the best Sonic has felt boosting. The boost feels powerful, and the drift, oh, oh my god, so much better than Unleashed in Colors by a landslide. Every time you need to use the drift, it works flawlessly and seamlessly flows with your speed, which is what Sega tried to do in Unleashed in Colors, but Unleashed was too loose and Colors was too stiff. But Sonic Team really nailed it on the head with this drift. The level design in this game is probably the best in the boost style of gameplay, with multiple paths and speedrunning opportunities like in Green Hill, where you could cross the bridge and go through the loop, or you could stomp the bridge and get a shortcut. This kind of level design in Sonic games is what I live for. The boss fights in this game are really good bosses, but like the rival fight between Metal and Classic Sonic, or the fight between Shadow and Modern Sonic. But my absolute favorite boss fight is probably Egg Dragoon, or Perfect Chaos, because the speed and difficulty of Egg Dragoon is top notch in my opinion, and I really like how they turned a Supersonic level from Sonic Adventure into a full platformer and full boss fight. But the final boss is probably the worst in the series. It's slow and super tough to get rings when you hit it, if you hit it. Everything happens all at once, and I'm always going, what's going on? How do I kill this guy? You know, am I being attacked? But other than that, the bosses are really good. Well, that's all I really have to say about this game. I've always really loved this game from when I got it from my Xbox 360 and couldn't get past Chemical Plant. I think if you still aren't convinced, I think that you should buy it and play through a couple levels. Anyways, see y'all next time.